Hey all, my name is Paul Borowski and I am the owner of Quality Business Plan. And what I'm going to do today is share with y'all our business opportunity tip number 5, which is universal problem eating. Everybody's got to do it. And so from that, what I'm going to do is show y'all the basics of how to start a restaurant using a business plan structure. In my most humble of opinions, and I am a little bit biased as a business plan writer, every business should start with a business plan. The business plan is going to help you bring all your thoughts and ideas into one coherent document. So from that, let's go ahead and explore this business opportunity using a business plan as a structure. All right, so the first thing that I like to do when you start your business plan is make sure you pick up your name first. For this example right here, your restaurant now, and so just put it right up on top of the business plan and throw some kind of logo in there as well. You don't have to have a professional logo with a knockout business name right now. Just start with something to help you get your structure going. And underneath that information, make sure you put your name and the date. And then from that, let's go ahead and go over the various components of which should be included in your restaurant business plan. All right, so first thing is going to be the owner statement from to the reader. Make sure you tell your readers why you want to start this kind of business. Why do you want to start your restaurant? What are the demands in the area? What are your passions? What are your experiences? Next thing you have to talk about is going to be your company description. Make sure to summarize your company. What kind of restaurant are you going to do? Is it going to be similar to a Darden? Is it going to be more like a casual dining restaurant where you've got the long tables and you're more of a community atmosphere? Is it going to be a hometown restaurant? Make sure to select the kind of restaurant you're going to embrace and be able to put that into the details for your company summary. Once that is done, make sure the next step is going to be get your product description. Identify what kind of menu items you're going to select. Are you going quick service where it's going to be, hamburgers and, fried chicken? Or are you going to go something a little bit more specialized where you're having your pot pies kind of a deal with a little bit of ketchup on top? It's maybe not that's the best idea. However, that's the kind of ideas that you have to do and differentiate. But make sure you put those into your business plan. Also, location. Make sure you touch on the location. Identify where your location is. For this example, I'm looking at Chicago. So, is there any other competitors that if you're going to go, say you're going to go with Mexican, is there any other competitors that are Mexican restaurants in that area? If so, what are they offering? What are the menu items? Are you different from that other competitor? Whether it be your product selection or your prices, make sure you identify it and discuss it. Once you're done with that, make sure you go into your market analysis, and I'll touch on that in a second, and also your organization and management. Get the basic idea of how your business is going to function. Put the job responsibilities. A great starting point I love to use is resources.workable.com. They give you the job description, a brief summary of it, and then they'll give you the various responsibilities. This is a great foundation for identifying the general areas in which you're going to need somebody, whether it's a cook, a cashier, a hostess, a server, whatever. Grab the responsibilities that are traditional for that particular position and then customize from there. And then the next thing we're going to be looking at is financials. Got to be able to make money in your business, especially your restaurant. From that, what I do here is I've got my financial set up where I start with my average daily sales, and then I'll think about what my top 3 or 4 menu items are going to be, and then I'll just put them right here, and then I'll kind of guesstimate average how many items I'm going to sell for each particular menu item. And then put your cost, put your prices for each menu item that you expect, and put your percent of sales. The next section, what I like to do is I'll put my sides, my top 2 sides, and then my drinks as well. And then again, I'll follow the same script here. I'll identify how many I believe I'm going to sell, and what the prices are going to be. From that, you're going to be able to get your annual revenues. When you've got your revenues, actually this is going to be your daily revenues. Once you have your daily revenues, you multiply it by 7. It's going to give you your average weekly revenues. And then you multiply that by 4.333. And then you get your monthly revenues. And then you multiply that by 12. And now you've got your annual sales. Once you've got your sales lined up, then you're going to go into your labor. Note for starting, there's no need to break out every single position and align them with the prices. This is just your starting point to get your thoughts and ideas together. So get your average rate that you're going to be paying your employees, and then just get ballpark how many employees you're going to need. And once you get that, then you can get a really good idea of what your labor is going to cost. Once you're done with that, get your management. How many managers are you going to need? And a lot of people say when they're writing their business plans, well, I'm not going to pay myself. Well, your salary section is what you're going to pay yourself. And most lenders and most investors, they're going to want to see you receiving some kind of compensation. You're going to have to live when you're working in your business, or even worse, you're going to tell people that you're going to start your restaurant, but you're going to keep your day job. Well, then how are you supposed to manage your business and grow your business if you're not committed to it? So make sure you put some kind of a salary for yourself as well. So once you've got your revenues lined up and you've got your labor costs lined up, next step is going to be identifying, well, I'd like to go right down here to my fixed costs then. And I'll identify my fixed costs. What is your electric, what is your rent, where's your phone, utilities, and all this good stuff right there. And then line up your fixed costs. Once I have my revenues lined up, my costs lined up, then I'll go into my startup costs. And then I'll start thinking, all right, again, these numbers are going to be general ideas, ballpark where you want to be. So I'm ballparking that the initial build out for the restaurant is going to be about $250,000. Your working capital is going to be about $75,000. And again, at the starting point, don't go into specifics for the equipment. You're going to get lost in the woods there. Just front of the house, approximately how much you want to budget for that for your startup. Back of the house, ballpark it. How much you want to budget for that information. Once you have this information all set up, that can easily roll into your annual financial statement. So from this example, this is lining up with the revenues of $1.07 million. And then we've got cost of goods of $180,000, gives us a gross profit of $895,000. And then after we deduct all our expenses, we're walking away with a net income of $111,000. So if any of these numbers right here don't look good to us, we go back to our information page and we make the adjustments here, and we also make the adjustments within the startup cost or within the monthly budgets to reach the profits that we want to reach on an annual basis. Once we like all this information here, then we can go back to our document, and now we can go ahead and start filling out the equipment section, itemizing it. And we can start filling out the back of the house equipment section and itemizing it. And then we can start tweaking the menu items here and the drink items and the side items. However, we now know the parameters that we need to stay in order to make sure this is a profitable venture. So hopefully this information is helpful in just the basics of a business starting up a restaurant business. And if y'all need some help writing the business plan, please don't hesitate to give me a shout. Thanks.